Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and spirit team, talk to me about Taurus in late August 2024. What energies, messages, insights do we have for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. End of August, and it is Virgo season, one of the fellow earth signs. So let's see what we got. What energies or messages? I'm going to show up first. There we go. Thank you. Very watery. And this is something that's been going on for quite some time now for the earth signs in the beginning of a spread. Like, look how, I don't want to say whimsical, but it's more etheric, this type of imagery we see with this card. And it's like daydreamy, it's imaginative, it's artistic. So we'll talk about that in a moment more in depth. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card more in depth. So you see right there front and center at the very top there seems to be a clock, and all the numbers are flying off the clock, which does speak to the illusion of time. So maybe some of you have been in deep metaphysical thought about this material world and the construct of time. For some of you, there might be certain situations where it's like, okay, I'm just waiting on a certain amount of time to pass. For some reason, time just keeps ringing through my head. Now, notice that this lady, it looks like she is either meditating or sleeping. She's in some sort of yogic pose. So for a lot of you, like whether it is the imagination going wild, whether you are having like interesting, vivid dreams, it's just super etheric. It doesn't feel tangible. So for some of you, whether your head's in the clouds or whether you're embracing that creativity and this spiritual etheric energy, it could be a big positive for you. But again, for a portion of you, like you might need some grounding. You might need to like ground your energy into reality a little bit for one reason or another. But I don't feel like it's bad. Great for artistic expression. That's one thing I'll say. But we're going to leave it as is. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Taurus collective. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Very strong karmic archetypes. And to me, the reading was titled A Karmic Ending. So for a lot of you, there could be big karmic cycles about to shift into the next. Now, karma, and I mean the topic of karma itself, people could write books on it. It's something that it's not just reaping what you sow. It could represent the journey of life. It could represent the journey of multiple lifetimes. So when I see energy like that, it's very slow moving. Okay, so for a lot of you, there could be big metamorphosis happening. That's the big thing. Or there could just be things closing out for you. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards to start. What do we got for Taurus? Thank you. The world. So just as I'm going on this whole tangent about slow moving karma, we have one of the biggest karmic cards that show up for you here. Let's get it right in its spot next to the amethyst. Makes sense, ties in with the reading from last week, but I think we're going to get a bit more of a progressed energy as we move forward from it. Thank you. Okay, 4 Pentacles, holding on to something possibly, which is okay, depending, really depends. Okay, and this could be somebody like fighting against the change. Let's get one more. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. So this could be really good, really good, depending. Okay, and I feel like this is fitting into a bigger story because I know these are weekly readings, but with the way the energy feels to me, it feels more major and it feels more like big picture for some reason this week. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I will say this. I am leaning more optimistic this week. On the back end here, we do have double pentacle energy, which is earth. That's something most Tauruses are very comfortable in. It's slow, it's steady, it's stable. It's a nice type of energy, especially with this Ace of Pentacles there. But we also have this powerful world card. which pretty much links and sums up the whole reading we saw last week. So we do have this powerful change in metamorphosis happening, little resistance, but we also have something coming out on the other side, which can be really nice. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, the World card. Now, I spoke about it a little bit, and it is the last of the major arcana in the tarot deck, whereas the Fool is the beginning, this is the end. So this card often shows up when chapters are closing, when things are ending, and I already went on that little speech about it earlier in the reading, that for a lot of you, there could be certain things closing out. We could be talking big picture, life's mission, life's journey type of energy here as well, which can be good. Now this, although it's an ending, it's not like 10 of Swords, tough, painful ending. To me, this is more of like a happy ending or a close to a chapter. This doesn't always have to be bad. Now, again, there is karmic energy attached here. So whether it's somebody getting served up some karma, whether good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's blessings or whether it's retribution, it all really depends on what clarifies it. I'm not getting really rough energy here just yet, but I feel like for a lot of you, the wheels of change are in motion. And with the Four of Pentacles right next to it, even if you're resistant to it, there might not be much you could really do about it. Like, to me, it kind of feels like for a lot of Tauruses, like, yeah, this is moving forward, this is happening, and there might not be much you could do, which feels a little uncomfortable to me. Now, the world itself can also represent the world itself in my simplistic style. I mean, so you see, it's a very complex, nuanced type of energy. For some of you, I mean, the world events or what's going on in the world today could really be affecting you and your energy when this card's here. Now, moving to the center, we have the Four of Pentacles, and this is where I said we had a little bit of resistance to change, which makes sense. So you see this individual, they're clasping onto that pentacle. They're sitting on the others. It's like really shut tight. Now, for a small portion of you, if this is monetary, this could be very good. I often see this when people are saving up for a big purchase, or when people are being very cautious about spending and budget and just dotting the I's, crossing the T's. It's very particular when it comes to material resources, which could be really nice. But if we're talking emotional, that's where this can be a little bit rough. The Four of Pentacles could be a lot of different things. It's on a spectrum. It could either be somebody not letting go of something from the past. This could be somebody not letting go of something, period, whether it's just, I don't want to say it's grudgy. That would be worst case scenario. Sometimes it could be possessiveness. Sometimes it could be jealousy, but it's not moving either way. This is like a planted, stuck energy. Now, I know Taurus is a fixed sign, okay? Fixed signs, when they fall into certain routines, that's when they feel most comfortable. Okay, and with all this powerful change I'm picking up in the front end and the Four of Pentacles, it's like, ready or not, like something is shifting in a big way. Now, on to the back end, and it could turn out better than you think. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And you see that hand holding out the pentacle. I say all aces represent opportunities and offers. This is a card of communication, so it could represent a talk or a conversation when this card is here. But the thing is, when we have ace energy, it's not fully matured. Okay, like this is energy that has a ton of potential, but it's not fully matured yet. It's not fully realized. And if you don't pounce on this opportunity or offer, it can wither on the vine. Okay, so for a lot of you, yeah, it's kind of like that change I was speaking about, like out with the old, in with the new is another vibe I'm picking up here as well. Same could go if you're cross-watching. There could be a lot of changes happening between you and your Taurus person's connection. Now, I need to dive deeper on this, Taurus, because it feels very complex. So let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. I mean, this has been the name of the game for, like, it's been coming in sprinkles over the last couple months, but it's here still. So let's see what's up. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on in the world? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, world time. Why is it here? Hopefully this is a good thing. Why is the world in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is somebody being very resistant. This is someone feeling a little conflicted as well. So for a lot of you, there could be various things and situations where you feel a little conflicted about it, where it's like, no, I feel good. No, this is great. Well, maybe not. This kind of sucks. Like, it's just giving me that back and forth, the back and forth, back and forth. Now, I will say this for my Taurus friends out there that are highly sensitive to the energies of the world around us. You might want to start wearing or using some sort of energetic or spiritual protection, because when I see the world in the Five of Wands, it does talk about heightened, conflicted type of energy affecting you in a powerful way. So just know, like, you might need things to push negativity away. But aside from that, I'm also getting that resistant. And I feel like for some of you, this could be an unstoppable change, or one there's really not much you could really do about it, especially with what we saw here on the back end. Okay. And I don't mean to come off harsh. I don't mean to come off blunt. You can fight against it if you want, but that's not going to change the fact. So I feel like it's very simple. So yeah, just to sum it up to you once again, for a portion of you very sensitive to the energies of the world around you, that could really be the message for a lot of you. So protect your energy and block away the negativity. But for everybody else, when I see the Five of Wands in the world, it's like, yeah, this change is unstoppable. There's not really much you could do about it. Like, you could delay it, but you're not going to stop it. And I was also getting that conflicted energy as well. So there could be certain situations where you're feeling a little conflicted about it in this time. So let's keep moving. Again, we're not going to linger here too long. Let's see what the Four of Pentacles has to say. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Please. Thank you. Emperor in the upright. For a portion of you, if you're connected to an Aries, they're showing up right here in a very strong, powerful way. Another portion of you, watch out for authority figures, whether it's like patriarchs, matriarchs. It could be bosses and managers and stuff like that. So watch out for any like tension with anyone in a place of authority or perceived authority when the Emperor shows up here. Now, again, it's just giving me that vibe. If I had my way, I would still be doing this. Or if I had my way, this is how it would go. The Emperor is all about control. Okay. And there has been this resistance that I've been picking up since the very beginning. So whether it's coming from your end or from somebody else's end, when I see this Emperor under the Four of Pentacles, it's like, nope, my mind is made up. Doesn't matter what you say. This is how it's going to be. And that's that. Like, to me, it's like the matter is settled, not even taking into account this energy here in the beginning. Okay. So like they're kind of at opposite spectrums. The Emperor can sometimes, in its rougher aspect, represent someone that's too controlling, but I'm not picking that up here. I just feel this big resistance. Like, when I look at how the energy is flowing and how it feels to me, we have this world that's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's powerful. We have all these energies trying to stop it or delay it. Okay, so in this time, I'm not going to say like, hey, listen, I feel like a more passive approach might be best for a lot of Tauruses in this time, where it's like you're just going to have to let something run its process, or you're just going to have to let it do what it does. Whatever happens, happens. That very mellow-like approach. Like, if you put up resistance towards it, it's going to get rougher. And I do feel for a lot of you, yeah, this could be a little road bump or a situation, but it's changing. Very powerful change one way or another. And I feel like going with the flow or taking a passive approach is best. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving and see why that Ace of Pentacles is here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is that Ace here? Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, so there is a good end result here with the Ten of Wands in reverse underneath this Ace of Pentacles. That's really great. That actually makes me very happy. And another thing to point out, along the top, we have a ton of earth. Along the bottom, this is all fire. So there is something really strong bubbling underneath the surface. So for a lot of you, if things have been a little glum, if things have been a little quiet, to me, there's a very strong energy bubbling underneath the surface. And I feel like a lot of you could be in tune about that. So if you've been like a little on edge, or if there's been any stress, to me, I think you're just picking up this bubbling fire energy underneath the surface. But the 10 Wands, I absolutely love this on the back end. I'm not saying this feels like something paying off for you, but it feels like you're going to feel better after this process is through. Okay, so the 10 of Wands, usually it's very burdened. You see that person, they're carrying the sticks. It's just super heavy. They're going to keep going. There's a lot of determination there, but it's just extremely, extremely heavy. If any of you have been having health issues or issues with the neck, back, and spine, that could be alleviated in this time, or you could see a nice change in your health situation, which is very hopeful. When I see the Ace of Pentacles and this Ten of Wands in reverse, it's like, okay, I got some good news here, or I feel like a revitalization. That's why I said, with all this powerful change-based energy here in the beginning, linked to the karmic, even though there's so much energy like fighting against it, I feel like when this process is through, there's like a lifting. There's like, oh, okay, that feels lighter, that feels better, much better. So I feel, again, whether it is a payoff of some kind or just a win in the end, I feel like once the process is through, you're going to be happy that you went through it. And depending on what you're going through right now, that might sound really wild, but I feel like whatever process you're going through right now, or whatever you're dealing with now, is going to shape and mold you in a more positive direction moving forward. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Taurus. Lots of nuanced energy here this week. If you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card, top card, very first one, we have this karmic world card, which could represent endings, changes, closes of a cycle, and it's surrounded by all these energies trying to resist it, trying to slow it down, trying to stop it, and it's building some sort of tension. Right here in the front end with the World and the Five of Wands, to me this does feel like a lot of you being hypersensitive to tension in the world around you, so protect your energy for sure. But for another portion of you, like you could fight against something, but it feels like a process is going to happen one way or another. Moving to the center, we have the Four of Pentacles with the Emperor in the upright. Like, no, this is how it is, this is how it needs to be, and this is how it needs to stay. And the universe is saying, not so fast. Like, this change is going to happen one way or another, this shift of energy, and the end result is going to be super positive here. But I mean, with all these energies fighting against it, I feel like a more passive approach is better. Let something go through the process, let it do what it does. You'll be happier in the end, because we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands in reverse, that lifting. For a lot of you, if you're going through anything health related, there's an improvement, there's things getting better, and there's a releasing of a burden, which feels really great. So I feel like when you're through with whatever process this is, you're going to be happy that you went through it. So please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Okay, let's get a good shuffle for the Taurus collective. Different flavor than the other earth signs this week, that's for sure. But yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out. What's in the shadows from it? Really quick, super quick. The Devil. The Devil showed up in the Virgo reading. It was a very prominent card in the Virgo reading. So if you're connected to Virgo, maybe you want to check that out. But when I see the Devil, it's Capricorn energy. So we have like all these intertwining earth sign energy showing up within your reading this week. If you're not connected to Capricorn, to me, the Devil is something that either you are very, very familiar with or something you've been working through for a long time. This isn't a fresh energy. Now, for a portion of you, whether it's things that are on your mind and you're thinking about it, there could be something that's on your mind quite a bit when the Devil shows up in the shadows. Be cautious in this time, right? This is a card that deserves some caution, but then again, at the same time, it also feels like a situation or something that you're extremely familiar with, and it just takes a long time to process this energy. So whether it's a connection or whether it's a habit or whether it's a way of thinking, this Devil card does feel pretty ingrained. But I mean, like we saw within the reading itself, nothing stays ingrained forever. So Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.